Hello and welcome back to Frame by Frame. I'm Gleidson Martins.
And I'm Marco Cerritos.
Hey Marco, one more episode in the folks.
All right.
Yes, excited about this one because they're somewhere as you been mentioning on the previously episodes. A lot of good movies coming up.
So today we have a comedy. It's a movie called Power Ballad, and it's the latest from director John Carney, who is mostly known for making musical type or films based around musical elements. Movies like Once, movies like Flora and Son, Begin Again, Sing Street. These are all movies that are not musicals per se, but are very grounded character pieces that have a huge musical element baked into its story. And Power Ballad is no different. Power Ballad is starring Paul Rudd, who plays a washed-up wedding singer. And by happenstance, he meets another washed-up musician. They have a confusing night of music and drunken elements, per se. I'm not trying to spoil too much. One confusing thing leads to another, and one song may or may not have been stolen from another artist.
Oh, okay.
So the crux of the film is, okay, who does music really belong to? And who actually takes full authorship, not just for music, but just for art in general. And it's a comedy of misadventures, miscommunication, but it's a lot of fun. It comes out now, basically. And the fact that it's being dropped in the heart of the summer movie season again is a very positive side. Power Ballad is the name of the film.
I was looking for something to recommend in the show, and I couldn't find anything. And I thought, okay, I'm going to talk about the morning show because one, it really speaks to me as a reporter.
Sure.
My whole life, and I felt like that's a good show. And they're confirmed for the Apple TV confirmed for the 5th season, which is so far it's coming up next year.
Okay.
The show is going well. Jennifer Aniston play herself.
Sure.
I think she's incredible.
Right.
But I have to say the first 2 seasons for me were the best because it really spoke to me in the sense of a newsroom, of a TV station and how it's being running. Now it's more like a show, a TV show.
Is it more soap opera now or no?
No, I wouldn't say that, but there's a lot of drama.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's just more like I think it lost its essence of the focus of the show, what goes behind the TV station, a broadcasting.
Sure.
Now it's just like a written TV show. So, but it's a good show. I love it. That's what I'm recommended. It's on Apple TV. And therefore, they're making the 5th season, which has come up playing pensado. Yes. And I'm looking forward to see how they're going to continue developing this. Sometimes there are some episodes there. I feel like, no, that's not how it happened.
No, it's too unrealistic or just too much.
Yeah. But it makes a good show.
Okay.
And I think Jennifer Aniston, Reese, Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon, right?
Witherspoon, yeah. And also there's, I think all of these actors, they hold the show really well. It's just sometimes it's not real.
Oh, well.
Okay. But it's a good show. I think that's what it's a TV show or movie. They have it. That's their job, right? To entertain the viewers, and the morning show does that, on my opinion.
Great.
And speaking of actors, you spoke to one in the Bay Area.
Yes, I did. Yeah, very talented actor in the Bay Area.
That's what's it?
Yes. Well, I'm sitting here with Rajiv Shah, local talent. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an actor and a writer who is, from the Bay Area originally. I've not only acted in films, and tend to be thrillers and things where I play men who are in control, but there's a bit of fracture underneath. There's something a little underneath the surface that's not quite right, So I play those roles, which is funny because I think I'm pretty nice, but it's kind of a thing I went into. And then on the writing side, when I was shortly out of college, I wasn't getting the kind of roles that I really wanted and liked. So I learned how to write roles for myself. And I wrote a screenplay called Run the Tide that ended up getting made and produced by Orion Films and got packaged. So I got to see filmmaking from that perspective of how you create your own stories, how it actually gets made. Over that period, I, became a father. I got 2 kids. And so I stepped away for a little bit, and writing was really good for, just being able to have like a family and create. And then, my kids have gotten older, and, maybe in the last year and a half, I've started to come back to acting. And it's been just really like amazing because it's my first love. It's why I wrote Run the Tide.
I really like that because I feel in the same way where it's just more of a hands-on learner.
Yeah.
I think the best film school you can have is to have those types of experiences because you can sit in the classroom and learn things a certain way. And, some people can only learn a certain way, and that's fine. But to get out there, to go to like a William Morris and just pitch your work and, for better or worse, learn how the business works,
Yeah.
I think is invaluable.
And there's something they always say, like you hear directors and they go, make something, whatever you got, make it. And my end goal was to be an actor.
Yes.
Was not to be a filmmaker. I was like, I got to find a director now so I can act in this. And then it just kind of became bigger and bigger where I would submit it to competitions because I didn't have anyone outside of my theater circle to send it to. But my theater circle was great. So I'd get great feedback. I'd get, we'd do readings sometimes, but it was really from a performer sort of approach. So I was learning by doing it, making a lot of mistakes and kept making mistakes, but it was always like, okay, well, what can I learn? How can I keep moving forward in some way? And then I started submitting to competitions just to get feedback, or like some of them would give you the feedback, or I was like, well, let's just test the waters. And it started placing and winning at some. So like it was a finalist at Final Draft. And then the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival at the time had a project called Project Catalyst, where they were taking new work and giving grants. And we won that one. But it was years, like, and lots of there was a development cycle before that. And it was just all about, well, let's come back to the story and the script. And I was always going as an actor, and it was so funny because they were like, oh, you're a writer, you're right. I was like, no, I'm an actor. Yeah.
But and that's the thing that people tend to forget is that, when they see the finish line, it's like, oh, you made it. It's like, yeah, but it took me like 10 years to get here,
So long. Yeah, so long. And you just got to keep coming back. But there's something great about, and the other writers that are, much, more prolific, and, they do more, they write many different things. I was just like this one. I only had this one. Since then, I'm writing more things around it, but the story was comforting to me during times that were really difficult.
And that's a great way to do it because you're tailoring your stories to your strengths.
Yeah.
So then that way, what you're doing, exactly how that works. And, for better or worse, I think that's an amazing way to do it.
It was wonderful. I'm always really grateful. I mean, there were things I look back and I go, me being so new, I wish I'd done different. You just always, that's life, right? That's the perspective. You can only connect it backwards. But I go, the growth that came out of that and the relationships and the things you learn and how it expands you as a person and as a creative person, I was like, I wouldn't trade it for the world because it was so um, uh, challenging, but wonderful in that way.
So what are some of the current projects that you're working on now?
So I've got a couple of features that I'm acting in. I got roles in a movie called The Subscriber and one called Night Driver, which stars Army Hammer.
Oh, was
So it's like a thriller with him. I've got a couple other really exciting projects. One's called The Spear Carrier, which I play an overlooked background actor
Oh,
who decides to take it in his hands to take the lead role on Macbeth. So it's set in the Shakespeare Theater. Jim Beaver, who was on Deadwood and Supernatural, he plays the lead actor playing Macbeth, and him and I go head to head at this dice. I'm still writing, so I wrote a script called 808, which was about. I co-wrote it with my good friend of mine. His name's Jared Asado, and it's about Hawaiian gangs, but it's also about the legacy of trauma and things passed down through families. And Rena Owen, who's going to be in the new Moana movie, she's going to be in the film, and Kenny Johnson, who was in Run the Tide, is going to be in it as well.
what are some of those things that you can speak about your own experience that could maybe help our viewers, just take a page out?
As an actor, I think it's just really like be grateful for where you are now, And there's always this sort of thing of like down the road, how am I positioning myself to get down there? What, it can feel like it's never enough. Like, and the more people I meet in the business and have done well, there's always this sort of like, could there have been more? And the ones who are really happy are grateful for the things that did come.
And the thing, I don't know if you might agree with this or not, but the thing, I get that same question a lot. Like, should I go into an acting field? Should I become a writer? And one of the first things I always tell people, students, filmmakers, or otherwise, is just like, hey, make sure and be honest with yourself. Make sure you're getting into this for the right reasons.
All the other business stuff, all the things around it is just going to be there. But when you come and engage with the work, you got a script, the blank page or whatever, you have to enjoy, I think, immerse and kind of lose yourself in that process. And then it is a lifestyle too, so uh, being able to be fluid and being able to take the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of it, it really is something that comes into it. And I think that tests your love in a lot of ways, because if you love it, you're going to find a way to keep doing it.
As we wrap up here, where can people find more of your work?
So Rajiv Shah Official, my website, RajivShahOfficial.com as well. You can find me on IMDb, Facebook, so all the different ways.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was an incredible interview, especially, he's local. He's
Yep.
right here in the Bay.
Yeah, look.
And he's been doing a lot of movies, though.
Yeah, he's been he's talented and he's also very busy. So yes.
Yeah, a great actor, very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Marco, is it time to go?
Unfortunately, it is, sir. So
Yeah.
another episode in the hooks. Yeah, it's great to see you and do this again.
Yeah, and also, if you guys have any suggestions of a film festival, what is your best film festival in the Bay Area, or around the country or overseas? Let us know, please. And also, what's your best movie? What's your best TV show on, or what's your best screen services? No, it's screening.
Streaming services.
Streaming service.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's it for us. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.